Before Las Vegas became a symbol of luxury, neon lights, and billion-dollar casinos, it was a desert town owned by the mob. Before it was legal, it was criminal. And behind the shimmering lights and roulette wheels stood one man who made it all happen. This is the story of the real Godfather behind Las Vegas. Imagine Nevada in the 1930s, dry, dusty, empty. A few gas stations, a couple of motels, and a lot of open land. No tourists, no strip, no glamour. Then came one man with a vision. Benjamin Bugsy Siegel. Charismatic, fearless, unstable. A gangster with movie star looks and a dream that sounded insane at the time. To build a palace of crime in the middle of the desert. Siegel wasn't just any criminal. He was part of a new breed of mobsters, young, ambitious, and hungry for power. While old-school bosses like Lucky Luciano and Meyer Lansky ran New York, Siegel was their man out west. He saw something no one else did. A future where organized crime wasn't just about rackets and extortion. It was about entertainment. Vegas was going to be the mob's paradise, a place where sin could be sold legally and nobody would ask questions. In 1945, Siegel started building what would become the Flamingo Hotel. He wanted it to be more than a casino. He wanted a palace, a place for movie stars, politicians, and high rollers. A place that would blur the line between Hollywood glamour and criminal enterprise. But there was a problem. The money wasn't his. It came from the Mafia, from the pockets of men like Lansky, Luciano, and Costello, and they expected results. Construction was a nightmare. Costs exploded. Corruption was everywhere. Siegel's temper got worse. By the time the Flamingo opened, he'd spent over $6 million in 1940s money, and the mob wasn't happy. Opening night was a disaster. Guests complained, lights failed, the casino lost money, and the man who dreamed of ruling the desert had run out of time. On June 20th, 1947, Benjamin Bugsy Siegel was sitting in his girlfriend's Beverly Hills mansion when bullets shattered the window and ended his life instantly. No one was ever charged, but everyone knew who ordered it. The mob had sent a message. Vegas wasn't Bugsy's anymore. It was theirs. But here's the twist. Siegel's death didn't kill his dream. It made it real. Within months, the Flamingo was turning a profit. Other mob families rushed in to build their own casinos. Names like the Sands, the Riviera, the Desert Inn, all built or funded with mob money. Vegas became the mob's golden goose. Behind every casino, there was a silent partner, a crime family back east. The Chicago outfit, the Genovese family, the Lucchese family, all of them took a piece of the desert. They skimmed millions from the counting rooms, clean cash, impossible to trace. For decades, the mob ruled Vegas like a kingdom. Dealers, managers, pit bosses, everyone answered to someone with ties to the Mafia. And for the right price, even the law looked the other way. Then came the corporations. By the 1970s, law enforcement was cracking down. The FBI had wiretaps in casinos. Politicians were under investigation. And the mob realized something. Crime was changing. It wasn't enough to steal. You had to own. So the Mafia started to sell their casinos to legitimate investors, often to the same men they'd been laundering money for. And that's how Vegas became clean. Today, the Vegas Strip is a monument to that transformation. Billions of dollars in legal gambling, luxury resorts. But beneath the surface, the DNA of the mob is still there. The very system that Bugsy Siegel built, the glamour, the manipulation, the illusion, It's all part of Vegas's identity. Because Vegas was never just a city. It was a deal between money and morality, between crime and capitalism. And no matter how much the lights shine, the shadows never really left. Think about it. The mob didn't just create Las Vegas. They created the idea of Las Vegas, a place where anything is possible for a price, where the house always wins, and where no matter how much you bet, the game is rigged. Benjamin Siegel didn't live to see it, but his dream worked. The desert became an empire. The gangsters became businessmen. And the business became America's playground. So next time you see those lights, remember, before Vegas became legal, it was owned by the mob. And somewhere out in the desert, Bugsy's ghost is still smiling because he won.